Sing. Things are getting started with Italo. Nice speed jam out the back, a big vertical. Next section's gonna give him some downtime. But he still has a lot of speed, clear for takeoff, a big full rotation. Backside punt.
Wow.
Lands it without even flinching, and he still has some room to move. One of the biggest airs thrown down this season on tour, comparable.
He's going to just try and do everything he can just to combat that same kind of approach that we saw from Zeke Cloud, whereas the demeanor of John Florence isn't necessarily going to see him do that type of competing.
Italo up once again, now trying to get rid of that 3.83. Surfing with so much speed down here at Bells this year as he climbs up onto this steep section. Super critical and so good as he falls out of the lip in maintaining control and staying on his feet.
You know, you look at Italo and you know, we talk about where he's grown up surfing. He surfed this really tight little right-hand sand point break, and he's really good in transition, those tight transitions especially.
We'll have a look on the outside here. Medina having a look at it. Not much he can do there because Italo does have that priority, and he opts to use it. Draws off the bottom, big section. Hangs onto that move. And this time gets his timing right and belts it. Setting up this inside. We've seen him turn in big numbers with just a couple of huge turns. That's what he's going to have to do here. He's going to drive up into this pocket. Gets there nice and early. Rides out of that move. And he's had some great celebrations. There's another.
He's having a ball, isn't he?
And meanwhile, Italo lighting up that first section off the roof. Stabs it vertically. Another straight up maneuver through the lip and still fighting over the float sections down the line. Ferreira crushing the inside corner once again. And he looks to the panel and says, how do you like me now? 8-5 was his high score. And I think he's just going to continue to strengthen that lead. Italo Ferreira likes this little insider. First turn, a solid dagger. Already has two out of the way, a third belt off the lip. One of the best backhand performances we've seen in a jersey, finishing with a full rotation whip on the inside. Italo Ferreira is untouchable today at Karamas.
Italo Ferreira, showtime, going down the line, throws it in the air for the full rotation, and that's going to change the situation.
But it's all the other stuff, the foundation work, is sincerely improved. Italo
on a good sized wave here, covering a lot of face. And now driving up into the first section. Beautiful turn there, well placed. Maintains control and doesn't wait before getting back up to the top and giving it another bash. This wave flattening out for a moment, but he knows he's got a lot more wall to work with down the line. Grabs that rail for a moment. Beautiful turn there. Dropping out of the lip with every maneuver. And again, just pulls it up under the lip. Hammering towards the end section. And a monster finish here. And he likes the feel of it. Stays on his feet. Cool down, he's saying. We got more to come. 17 minutes to go. What a semi-final clash.
Fantastic answer from Italo. We've seen the big set waves be rewarded handsomely all day. There is a point of difference, and that was a big set wave.
As time flies in the final, Medina and Italo Ferreira just positioning out there. Let's see if Italo can get this thing started. Lip on the head, he emerges out of the whitewater. He'll roll right past Medina. All focus on the lip line. Weightlifts on the drop, stomps it, coming around the corner. Quick carve, right in the pocket. And now Italo, big re-entry, right off the lip. Wide open face, crushes it there. Driving through that backhand wrap, Ferreira, big finishing move down the line. He's created some space.
Wow.
One more big fan on a meaty section. And Ferreira putting pressure on Medina on his opener.
That's kind of where you want to start a final. You know, Gabriel Medina was playing the cat and mouse game up the point. Paddled Italo way up there thinking, you know what, I'm going to send him up there. I'm going to double back, which he did. Caught two little waves, didn't stand up, so it sort of kept that priority neutral.
Jordy Smith, now one of the veterans on tour, 31 years of age. Qualified back in 2008. finished runner-up in the world in his 3rd season, as we have a full rotation already thrown down by Italo.
My goodness.
Let's take another look.
Yeah, well, you know, when he takes off on a wave like this, you know something crazy is going to happen. Absolutely perfect rotation. What a landing there from Italo Ferreira. Wave number 1, we're looking at an excellent score straight off the bat. You know, this guy doesn't need a perfect wave, does he? I mean, have a look at that. The height, the rotation, the landing, you can't floor it. There's no hiccups whatsoever. The takeoff was perfect. The board stuck to his feet like glue. The landing was absolutely spectacular. First wave of the final, he's looking up into that 9-point range again.
As we see now, Italo on the outside. Unbelievable backhand snap. I think one of the most high-risk turns that we've seen on that outside section yet. Just fell out of the sky and still has the momentum as he tucks into the tube. Will he come through this one? He's driving and he reappears, hangs onto it. On his way to a monster score, trying to get rid of an 8.17. And he knows it's good. There's the salute.
There's someone at the keyhole waiting with a board and a leash. So, yeah, he's stopped running now, so we'll see what happens. It's just, there's a big set coming right now, so I think he's just taking his time. He's realising that he can't jump on the rocks right now and go. As we see Italo on a big one on the outside.
Oh, big turn off the top 2 for the Brazilian. As he glides through a transition hit here, now looking just really to size up a big finish on this ride. And he is trying to chase down this score.
Here's the double up.
7.93. This thing's doubling up now as Italo climbs up into the pocket again, bashes it, falls out of the sky. And again, goes to the lip, and he hangs onto it, and there is the double fist pump. And that's exactly what he needed, a couple of big sections.
Check this out, backdooring that section so deep, probably the deepest barrel we've seen all day long, and just you saw all the energy was just stuck in one part of the wave because that wave disappeared after. But look at that pump, just driving through, coming out with the spit, so the judges are gonna love that.
One more time, let's enjoy this.
This is a nice side angle. You can really see that pump that he does right there. Another one. And then as soon as he was going for the 3rd one, he notices that he's just matching the speed of the wave and he just cruises there and know he's coming out. So that was amazing ride for Italo.
Italo Ferreira, just a world champ, a 2-time male rip curl pro Portugal champ.
But again, didn't really find the space to truly open up on that ride as Italo comes flying down the ride. And you know what he's thinking, massive backside reverse, he's hanging on for the finish, gets out in front, and he sticks it. And that is like a whole new level of commitment. That's a dry section, he's celebrating. A little more switched on than Kanoa has.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I look at just the difference in speed, but have a look at this thing. Takes to the air, covers about 10 feet. In the projection of that backside rotation, and I can't even begin to explain just how turbulent this water is that he lands on. Does so well to get the projection here, Ron.
Unbelievable. The thing about this ride is if he just takes a straight line out in front of this wave, it's still treacherous what he's attempting. You're basically surfing out over dry reef. But the thing is, he launches himself into the sky. We know he's got a high strike rate with that move. And there is, times when, Rich, we've looked at that manoeuvre and said, yeah, we've just seen it so often, but we haven't seen too much of it this year from him. And that was a stellar version of the move.
Again, the point